Hi, I'm Steven. You can now watch UCF TV 24 hours a day on Bright House Digital Channel 1.
Coming up next on UCF Sports Night, they helped establish a program as players, and now they're passing on their legacy as coaches. We visit with Jen Whitley and Stephanie Best. And track and field is at full throttle. We check in with head coach Carol Smith-Gilbert. All that and more next on UCF Sports Night.
UCF Sports Night is brought to you by UCF TV. Today's show is also presented in part by Budweiser, the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Open up a world of taste. By the energy-saving conservation programs of Tico People's Gas. And by Syntex Homes, proud to support UCF Athletics.
Hello and welcome once again to UCF Sports Night. I'm Jeff Sharon. Thank you so much for joining us. Things keep getting busier by the day here at UCF as this week's athletics action started with the softball team in its home opener, a doubleheader against an in-state rival, the North Florida Ospreys. Let's take a look at what happened. Things started off well for the Knights in their home opener against the Ospreys. In Game 1, Ashley Cole was outstanding, giving up just 1 run on 6 hits and striking out 6. And she got help from Abby McLean, who had this RBI triple, helping UCF to a 2-1 victory. In the nightcap, a late rally by UCF was not enough to overcome 7 UNF runs, despite 2 doubles from Hillary Barrows. So the Knights picked up a split in the first home series of the season. Out west, the men's basketball team was in El Paso facing UTEP, and the story here was Jermaine Taylor, who was on fire. 13 of 22 from the field. He finished with 38 points, tying his career high. However, UCF faltered in the second half as a team, connecting on just 8 shots, and despite JT's spectacular performance, as well as 9 points and 12 boards each for Kenrick Zondervan and Tony Davis, the Knights go down to defeat by 5 points at the hands of the Miners. Women's tennis began a 5-match homestand on Friday with the Eagles of Georgia Southern. UCF dominated singles and doubles play, led by Elvie Soreau, who took home wins in the #1 spots in both singles and doubles. Jenny Frizzell came back from injury and provided a spark as UCF wipes out GSU 7-0 at the tennis complex. Back to softball for the UCF Early Bird Tournament. On day 1, the Knights picked up another split against Villanova in the early game. Christina DeMello pitched an outstanding game, but errors in the field ended up costing the Knights, who couldn't sustain a late rally and went down to defeat to the Wildcats 5-3. But later that evening against Texas Arlington, it was Hillary Barrow who had the big blow. She jacked this enormous home run to left in the 5th inning to help the Knights and pitcher Ashley Cole pass the Mustangs 5-1. A solid win in preparation for day 2 of the tournament. Meanwhile, up in West Virginia, head coach Joy Williams and the Knights grabbed another huge victory, this one on the road, 68-50, the final over Marshall. Emma Cannon scored 15 of her 17 points in the second half as the Knights moved into possession of first place in the conference with an 18-point victory. Day 2 of the Early Bird Tournament for softball, and in the Knights' first game, it was Christina DeMello again coming through in the circle. She struck out 7 and got help from some little ball for the Knights as they beat George Mason 4-1. The nightcap saw powerhouse Tennessee come to the softball complex, and Ashley Cole pitched the game of the season so far, holding the powerful Lady Vols offense scoreless through regulation. It was in extra innings that UT finally broke through, and the Knights could not rally to keep it alive. Tennessee gets the win 1-0 in 8 innings, a tough pill to swallow for UCF, although the team played very well against a very tough opponent. Another thriller in store. This time it was men's basketball providing the drama in the arena. Facing Tulsa, the Knights were down 17 with just over 11 minutes left. But then they came roaring back. Jermaine Taylor led the charge with 35 points, and his shooting got the Knights back in it. But it was another guy who got the coup de grace. Tied game with 8 seconds left. The Knights trying to end a 3-game losing streak, and the ball ended up in the hands of true freshman A.J. Ramsa.
4 seconds, 3 seconds. Shoot it. Ramsa floats it up. It rolls in with a
A.J. Small comes up big, and the Knights get the win in thrilling fashion over Tulsa. Up in Alabama, the men's tennis team came up with a big shutout victory over Samford. Johan Biegert and Joe DeLinks were dominant in doubles play, leading the way with an 8-1 victory. Meanwhile, the 24th-ranked men's golf team made its spring debut at the Gator Invitational in Gainesville this weekend. The Knights with a very strong finish, coming in third overall in the team portion of the competition. Simon Ward, the Irishman, finished tied for first place in the individual standings with a 5-under par performance. Track and field athletes were in two locations this weekend. At the UNC Invitational up in Chapel Hill, Kelsey Poljancic won the shot put with a throw of 46 feet 8.75 inches. Also, Jamie Rispecki and Allison Palmer set new personal records in the 3,000 meters. Elsewhere at the Tyson Invitational in Arkansas, Tiki James and Jackie Coward once again posted NCAA qualifying times in the 60-meter hurdles. And Sheila Paul and Katrina Skinner both put up new personal record times, Paul in the 200 and Skinner in the 800. Men's tennis stayed in Alabama for a tough matchup with number 29 Auburn. They came up just short, 4-3 the final there. Doubles ended up being the difference as Tarek Ben Sultan and Eugene Dolgovic fought valiantly but came up just short in the number 3 spot, 9-8. But still not bad for the second half of a back-to-back against a ranked team. Meanwhile, on Sunday, the threat of rain did not stop the women's tennis team from taking on Florida Gulf Coast at the tennis complex. UCF handled the doubles point easily, winning all 3 matches. Then in singles, the Knights also came up big. Alexis Rodriguez took care of her opponent in straight sets, as did 3 of her teammates. But the best drama of the day was in the number 2 slot as Andrea Jakoman forced a 10-point tiebreaker after dropping the first set. She comes storming back to win 4-6, 6-3, 1-love. And the Knights get another home victory. They are now 4-2 on the season, right where Coach Stephanie Nikitas wants her team to be. And on the road up in Greenville, North Carolina, Emmett Cannon's bucket with under 10 seconds to go in regulation forced overtime. But in the end, it was East Carolina who sent the Knights down to just their 3rd conference loss of the season. UCF is still tied for 2nd place in Conference USA at 9-3. And for more information on all UCF sports, all you got to do is log on to www.ucfathletics.com, your home for UCF sports 24/7. Stick around, more to come here on UCF Sports Night. When we return, our Sports Night Spotlight. They were players who helped establish UCF's softball tradition, and now they're solidifying their legacy as assistant coaches. We'll talk with Stephanie Best and Jen Whitley when UCF Sports Night returns. Fans, it's time to play ball. Baseball season begins this Friday as new head coach Terry Rooney and the Knights have a 4-game series with Virginia Commonwealth to start the season. First pitch on opening night is at 6:30 p.m. For tickets, call 407-UCF-1000 or visit UCFathletics.com. Welcome back to UCF Sports Night. Back in 2002, when the UCF fast-pitch softball team first took to the field, Stephanie Best was a true freshman on that team. A year later, she was joined by a junior college transfer catcher named Jen Whitley. They both helped to establish UCF as a power in the Atlantic Sun Conference and helped the team transition into Conference USA in 2005. Well, now both Jen Whitley and Stephanie Best are back under their old boss, head coach Renee Lourdes Gillespie, as assistant coaches for the UCF softball team. We get a closer look at them in our Sports Night Spotlight.
After I graduated here, or after I finished my eligibility, I stayed on as a 5th year and just wanted to learn a little bit more about this kind of level and learning under Coach Gillespie and Coach Watson and Shapiro, and I really enjoyed that, and it made me know that I wanted to go into coaching. So when I left here, there was an opening at the junior college that I played for back in Tallahassee, so I was able to go back home and coach there for 3 years, and then this just kind of fell in my lap as well, that this opened up at the perfect time that I was ready to try something new.
After I graduated, well, after my 5th year, I still had another year, so it took me an extra year until I actually graduated, so I got to stay on as a student assistant, which was a lot of fun. I was fortunate enough I got to play pro, and that summer as well I was drafted that senior year, so I was kind of sticking out a few things that I was putting first in my life at the time, as well hoping that when the time was right there would be an opening, and sure enough it couldn't have worked out any better. Timing has definitely played on my side as far as getting this coaching job.
Steph and I are super close. We work together every day, and you'd think we would want to go home and be separate, but we hang out a good bit.
Jenny and I played softball together here in college, and she was a best friend of mine on the team. You connect really well with some people, and Jen's someone that I know, everything happens for a reason, and we lost touch over the last few years because we were doing our own thing. She was in Tallahassee coaching, and I was still here. But I tell you that day one, we picked up right where we left off a few years ago, and we just have such a good time every day.
I love getting to work with Steph again, and Coach Gillespie. I learned a lot from her, and I loved playing with Steph, so it's just an added bonus that they already feel like family, and it's good to be back here working with them.
My role as a coach is I work hands-on with the infielders and the hitters, so I'm pretty lucky in the sense that I get to work with everyone on the team as a whole with the hitters. So I'm getting to work with the outfielders, infielders, pitchers, catchers.
I am in charge of the catchers and the outfielders. It's good to get to be with the other half of the team and really get to learn their personalities, so I have a lot of fun with them. Coach Gillespie has been a huge impact on why I wanted to be a coach. One of the reasons that I came here in the first place was she just seemed like someone that you could trust, someone that you knew wanted to help you and had your best interests at heart, and I want that in a boss as well.
All the success we can reach it here at UCF, so World Series is the ultimate goal, and I know we can accomplish that here, so I have no plans of going anywhere else.
I'm hoping we just keep this the same for a while. I enjoy where we are and where we're going to go, so I know we're going to do good things in the future, and I hope that us three do it together.
Stick around. Coming up next here on UCF Sports Night, track and field is out of the blocks and blazing, and we've got a visit with head coach Carol Smith-Gilbert on the way when UCF Sports Night returns. Fans, season tickets for softball and baseball are available now. Baseball tickets start at $99 and softball is available for just $40. To order, call 407-UCF-1000 or visit UCFathletics.com. Welcome back to UCF Sports Night. Time to talk a little track and field for the first time in the spring. And joining me now, head coach Carol Smith-Gilbert, who I know is happy to be here on the show. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here, having a great time.
Tell me about, you guys have a few meets in the books. How you guys doing so far this season?
Well, so far this season, we're measuring up pretty well within the conference. We have 2 NCAA provisional qualifiers in the 60-meter hurdles. A lot of PRs, a lot of school records. Every week it's getting better.
You got, let's talk about the distance runners. I've been seeing them. They showed up big last week, didn't they?
Yes. Distance runners have come a long way. They've been really working hard. They use cross country to build up what's called a conditioning or a strength background or base, as some may call it. And then now they're working on speed and tapering. Coach Ty Sanders and Coach Dennis Kozub have done a great job of developing all the way down from, well, indoor there's no 10,000, there's a 5,000. So he's developed 5,000 all the way down to the mile, while Coach Ty is working with the 800 and the milers too.
Now your sprinters have also shown pretty well this year. You've seen a couple of NCAA provisional qualifiers there. Yes,
we have the hurdlers, Tiki James and Jackie Coward, both have the same time, same school record, 8:25 in the hurdles, and the old school record was like 8:50 or 60 something. So they smashed the school record. PRs for Tiki, freshman record for Jackie. Sheila Paul is only 4/100ths. I don't know if you know how close that is. 4/100ths off of provisional qualifying time in the 60 meters. And the 200, we've come around real well in that too.
Now, you've also got some pretty good showing so far in the field events. In particular, your throwers have done a great job this year.
Yes, the throwers. Kelsey Pojansnik has broken the school record a few times. LaKendra Thames isn't far behind. She's PR'd at every meet. Lizzie Harris is only like a centimeter off of qualifying in the high jump. Wow. Deion Thomas is improving every week. She didn't open up until this time last year, so we should start to really see her get some provisional marks this weekend or next weekend or at conference. But overall, all of the throwers have PR. Jessica Francis, Ashley Kirkpatrick. It's just been great.
All right, so now you guys still have a long way to go here in the season. You have the indoor, and then it's followed by the outdoor. So who else should we keep our eyes on the rest of this indoor season as we head towards the outdoor?
I would say you better watch out for everybody. Watch out for the UCF Knights. That's who you should keep your eyes on, because every week they're just becoming so competitive. I don't know who's going to do what when, but I'm telling them all we're a team, and watch out for everyone.
We will be watching out for you guys throughout the rest of the indoor season, and as we head towards the outdoor, we have 3 events coming up on campus, so that'll be fun.
Yes.
Head coach Carol Smith-Gilbert, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
We'll see you again.
All right, no problem.
All right, stick around. Coming up next here on UCF Sports Night, we got a few more news and notes for you from this week, and also our Sports Night Plays of the Week. That and plenty more when we return. Fans join the softball team for the Comfort Suites Invitational. Watch as UCF takes on some of the top teams in the nation right here on campus. Action goes Friday through Saturday at the UCF softball complex. For more information, call 407-UCF-1000 or visit UCFathletics.com.
This is my UCF.
Welcome back to UCF Sports Night. We'll get to our Sports Night Plays of the Week in a moment, but first, it's time to check out a little news and notes from the week in UCF Sports. The broadcast schedule for baseball is out, and you can catch 4 UCF games against in-state opponents on Bright House Sports Network. The Knights will appear on the new network for the first time when they take on USF on March 11th. That's followed by the March 18th game against Florida, as well as March 24th against Jacksonville and March 31st at Stetson. All home games will start at 6:30, but the TV broadcasts will be tape delayed until 8 p.m. And the date of the Knights football game with Texas has been changed. The Knights will now travel to Austin to face the Longhorns on November 7th. It will be UCF's second all-time meeting on the gridiron with Texas. The first, of course, was in the inaugural game in Bright House Network Stadium when the then 6th-ranked Longhorns snuck past UCF 35-32. The 2009 game will be the Knights' lone non-conference road game this season. Time now for our Sports Night Plays of the Week. Play number 3, softball against Villanova. Watch Natalie land with the spectacular diving grab of a screaming line drive. Watch this again in slow motion as Natalie saves a couple of runs from scoring with that gem of a play at second. Play number 2, women's tennis against Florida Gulf Coast. Kenza Balbacha in doubles stares down the gauntlet here. Watch as she keeps the volley alive while she's being peppered in the front court, and she eventually gets the point. Great concentration and courage by Kenza on that one. But play number 1, you knew it was coming. 8 seconds left in the men's basketball game against Tulsa. Once again, here's Mark Daniels with the call.
5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Shoot it. Ramsa floats it up. It rolls in with a tenth of a second to go. Ball game over. A.J. Ramsa wins it. Holy smoke, 74-72.
And those are your Sports Night Plays of the Week. More spring sports debut in the week ahead. Things heat up again on Wednesday as the softball team travels to Jacksonville to take on the Dolphins. First pitch is at 5:30 p.m. Women's basketball is also on the road this week. They will be up at UTEP on Thursday night. Tip-off is set for 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can listen to the game online at UCFathletics.com. Friday, the softball team comes back home for the UCF Comfort Suites Invitational. They've got a doubleheader with Portland State and Illinois Chicago at the softball complex. UCF has a pair of other games on Saturday against Boston College and Oklahoma State as well. You can see all 4 of those matchups live on UCFathletics.com. Also on Friday, it's time to play ball. Baseball makes its 2009 debut under new head coach Terry Rooney. They open the season with a 4-game series against Virginia Commonwealth. Things begin on Friday at 6:30 p.m., followed by a game on Saturday at 4 p.m., and the games on Sunday and Monday are both set for 1 p.m. You can see each game live online on UCFathletics.com. Saturday begins with men's tennis on campus. They face Louisiana Lafayette at the tennis complex. Things kick off over there at 11 a.m. Elsewhere on the road, women's basketball faces Tulane in New Orleans. Tip-off is set for 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can hear all the action live on UCFathletics.com. Later that evening, the men's basketball team travels to Houston to take on the Cougars. Tip-off for that game is at 8 p.m. Eastern, and you can listen on AM 740 WQTM and online at UCFathletics.com. Men's golf is at home this week. They participate in the Rio Pinar Invitational right here in Orlando. The tournament goes Monday through Tuesday. And also, softball has a midweek game against Centenary at the softball complex. First pitch there is at 3 p.m. On Monday on the air, check out the Kirk Speraw Radio Show, live from Smoky Bones in Waterford Lakes, every Monday at 6 p.m., live on the Knight's flagship radio station, AM 740 WQTN. Then on Tuesday, join Coach Speraw and Mark Daniels for UCF Sports Today with Kirk Speraw. The show debuts on Sun Sports at 4 p.m. and also airs Wednesdays and Fridays on Bright House Sports Network and all week on UCF TV. Check your local listings. And don't forget, you can check out UCF Sports Night on Sun Sports every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m., preceding UCF Sports Today. You can also see our show Tuesday and Thursday on Bright House Sports Network and all week on UCF TV. And for all the latest on all UCF sports, visit UCFathletics.com, your home for UCF sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And as always, if you want to catch this episode one more time or any of our archived episodes of UCF Sports Night, you can anytime you want. All you have to do is log on to www.ucf.tv, click on Original Programming, and click on UCF Sports Night. That is all for us for this week. For all of us here at UCF TV and UCF Athletics, I'm Jeff Sharon saying thank you so much for watching, and go Knights!
Hey, this is LT from 101.1 WJRR. You're listening to the best sounds of area music. UCF Athletics, Access Magazine, and WJRR are proud to support local artists. You can find more great artists by going online at www.wjrr.com and also accessmag.com, and by listening to Native Noise each and every Sunday at 11 o'clock.
UCF Sports Night has been brought to you by UCF TV. Today's show is also presented in part by Bright House Networks. See how bright life can be. By Holler Classic, the official automotive group of the UCF Knights. And by Coca-Cola. Welcome to the Coke side of life.